Hello and welcome, this is Mac here. I'm going to give you a bit of a run through on Diablo, obviously the last boss in Diablo 3. This is for Nightmare and Hell mode, although mostly it's pretty much the same, just everything kind of hits harder and all that kind of stuff. Right, first things first, there's a few phases to this fight. This first phase, there's a lot of damage. If you're ranged, you can need to kind of be fairly careful to kind of move away from the fireballs that he puts down on the floor, like that big one there, and also the smaller ones that he emits from himself every now and then, like those. He kind of also does a thing where he kind of puts some what are kind of traps, and they appear on the ground initially as black things, and you just need to get out of them because otherwise he traps you and then picks you up and all that kind of thing. But it's fairly basic, the first part. This is the second phase now, and it's really simple again in its concept. Basically, whoever you've got along there, whether it's you on your own or with some friends or something, it's going to create a couple of clones, shadow clones of you. They need to be DPS down before you can go back to the boss, so you know, either you can take one each if there's two of you in this case, because I'm with Jethro, a friend of mine, and we have pwned our clones, so we're back to Diablo. And he will tend to do this maybe a couple of times depending on what DPS you can put out. You still need to avoid the traps things that are there, as you can see. If you get caught in one, it's not too much of a big deal. If you've got some self-healing or some damage reduction things, you can do that shortly after or before they come. We're back in the clone phase again now, so we're just going to start pwning up these clones. And there we go. I've managed to kill my inner self. A psychiatrist nightmare. Anyway, yeah, so pew pew pew. It's really not too bad. On your own it can be a little bit tough, having done it again since, but it really depends whether you're ranged or melee. I think ranged have a slightly better advantage than melee. You can't always see the traps, for example, as melee, and you quite often get caught in them depending on where you are. And obviously the fireballs that emit from him you can't always avoid, but meh, it's not too bad. So you see Jethro got caught in a trap then. He just got picked up, screamed out, and then thrown to the ground. He took some damage but nothing too drastic, and he's now keeping well out of the way of everything else as I go back and start hitting him again. And here we go into the last phase. Yeah, and as you can tell he's kind of pissed, so everything's going to hit a little bit harder in this phase, so you just need to be prepared for that, whatever class you're playing as. But it's much the same really, there's nothing drastically different. There's a few things more that you need to watch out for, but it's only real subtle things really. Fireballs, yes, get out of them. Don't stand in the fire, it's never good. More of that, and stuff generally tends to hurt. This is the main ability that he does, just there that you saw. He'll focus on somebody and he'll start to cast this kind of purpley fiery thing. It only kind of goes in a roughly 45 degrees angle from the target that it's on to where it stops, so you can easily strafe away from that. You see, just there's really not much, you can easily move away from it. It doesn't really matter which way you go, but you might, if you're with somebody, want to think about where they're stood, so you don't kind of kite the fire beam into their faces, especially if they're in melee, because yeah, that's not so good if they're taking most of the damage. And it's pretty much a nuke fest here. You just try and pwn it as much as you can and just keep going. Jethro's got caught in the fire. Is he going to move? He doesn't need to. It's all over. Oh god. So there you go. And that's it. That's the whole fight. Now you'll get a funny bit at the end here that makes it look like you can't kill him, but don't worry, just keep going. And that, my friends, is that. It's a really straightforward fight. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be doing some more videos, so feel free to subscribe and you'll be kept up to date. Good luck. See ya.